On this week's episode of Bolts and Hose podcast, one of our account managers, Austin, joins us to talk about his background and show some cool parts we have going in the shop. And Bryce also teases a big announcement that we'll be making next week. You can find all that and more on this week's episode of Bolts and Hose.
Boats and hose, boats and hose. I gotta have me my boats and hose. Boats and hose, boats and hose.
Everybody, welcome to Bolts and Hose podcast number 19. So we thought we'd do this thing for the 19th episode. What is that, Diez y Nueve?
Yep, Diez y Nueve it is.
We would bring in the one and only Austin Villareal. Austin does sales at Patriotable. He's a crackerjack. He's all good in the hood. So another pretty bald face to the podcast.
Welcome.
Cheers, man.
Cheers, buddy. Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
Welcome. What are you drinking today?
I'm sipping on the double splat here at Ingenious. A little fruity IPA, very tasty.
Fruity. Imagine that. Imagine that. I got the hempling.
Okay.
The hempling has some terpene oil that is derived from the hemp plant. There is no THC, so don't worry. I will not be flying high. Yeah, yesterday we had the Prime Expo trade show at the Pasadena Convention Center. It's actually a really well-attended show. Chris and Alex and I went, got a lot of great contacts there. Honestly, I think it was probably the busiest trade show I've seen in a long time. The Convention Center of Pasadena is a little smaller, but it was jam-packed full of, owner-operators and users, contractors, equipment people, just very, very well attended. Actually pretty impressed.
It's good. A lot of traffic.
A lot of traffic. A lot of good conversations had. So, very good show. Shout out to Vic Alliance. They did a phenomenal job putting that thing together. Jeremy and his crew, man, they did not miss a beat. They had provided lunch. There's some really good talks. Provided lunch. There was some free ice cream running around. They had happy hour, so beers and liquor were flowing a little bit in the afternoon. So just a one-day event, just very, very well done. So good work to them. So today, we just wanted to bring Austin in. Austin, like I said, he's been with us for about a year now, right?
Yep, been here a little over a year. August 1st would have been 1 year, I believe.
Austin's been in the industry how long?
Going on 13 years now.
13 years?
Yep.
How old are you, 18?
Yeah.
You started when you were 5?
Yep, pretty close.
Your beard looks good on the camera.
It does. I kind of like the lighting, too. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Maybe I should do this more often. I don't know.
All the ladies are going to be hitting you up after this.
We're going to get a lot of views. A lot of views for sure.
So what made you want to get into the fasteners, Austin?
To be honest, I'm not really sure. I just started off as a warehouse guy 13 years ago and kind of just started working my way up through the ranks, from shipping and receiving to running a few machines to being a coating salesperson in the coating industry to diving into API bolting and specialty bolting. And here I am now at Patriot Bolt, enjoying life.
So you'd say your background, it came a big time in like the upstream side, right?
Yeah, for sure.
For sure, yeah. Like API and upstream.
API and big OEMs.
Sure. And we do a little bit of that, but, you've definitely gotten your feet wet into the downstream, midstream, energy sectors.
I'd say it's a lot more fun, a lot more action.
Yeah.
A lot of different parts every day.
You're learning gaskets now?
Gaskets.
Learning hose?
Hose. Always known a lot about hose, though.
Yeah, that goes without saying. So this is kind of an interesting thing. So, Chris is always bolt. I'm always hose. So I think Austin's going to adopt nuts.
Okay.
Little hose. Little hose. Yeah, how about this? Everyone vote for Austin's nickname. Little hose or nuts.
All right.
And he's got nothing. So what do you like to do in your free time, Austin?
Well, I like to just really hang out outside by the pool, drink some cold beer, spend time with my kids, a lot of cheerleading competitions. I'm a cheer dad for sure, so.
You look like a cheer dad.
Rah, rah, roo, here I am.
Do you have a t-shirt that says, I pay for my
I
daughter?
do. Yeah, I do. Multiple t-shirts.
Do you have pom-poms?
No pom-poms, no
They
pom-poms.
don't really, that kind of cheer doesn't.
No, not yet. This year will start.
Oh, really?
This year will start.
Like a year where you start pom-poms?
Yeah, more like high school cheerleading, junior high cheerleading.
Okay.
So, should be interesting. You might see me on the sidelines giving them my best moves, you know?
I look forward to that.
Yeah.
I do. So let's get into some parts. We got some parts that we're going to show off today. You want to holler at parts today?
Yeah, I'll start off with this one. This is a pretty nice one we got. It's a metric B23 Class 1 socket head cap screw. It's a pretty large diameter, running it on our CNCs.
Size?
I do not know the size. I believe it's an M64, I believe. M64, I want to say.
That feels like an M64.
Yeah,
I would say good. Not. Yeah, so check that bad boy out. Drilled and milled to perfection by our Cracker Jack machinists. They know what they're doing. How many pieces we got of that running?
I believe we're running 64 of them right now.
M64 is running 64. You think they did that on purpose?
Maybe. Could potentially be.
Right,
I believe we're also running the nuts to go with it.
So we heat treat it first,
Yes, sir.
and then we run it.
Yes, sir.
Bring in bar, chop it up, or did we?
Chopped it up, 4340, heat treated, and then bring it back, machine it, run it.
It's beautiful.
Very nice piece.
I like to call them sexy parts. Oh, it's a fun one. What do you think that looks like? If you had to, like, say, that looks like a
Pin.
pin. See, I was going to say a bullet.
Okay, yeah. I get it.
I think you were thinking of something else. Weren't you? So, what's it, Austin? Got a
Little tapped hole in the end. It's a little taper pin.
What material?
That's a 4140 heat treated.
Okay.
Also, it could be B7, I guess you could say.
What's that diameter, you think?
Probably 1 inch on the bottom.
Yeah. Then it goes
A quarter inch.
or maybe 3/8. Maybe.
Yeah.
What size is the hole?
That hole, that's got to be a half 13.
That's what I was going to say.
Don't you think?
For sure.
Half 13. 4140, so bring in bar. We didn't heat treat this one, we just brought it in conditioner.
We brought it in already heat treated, yeah.
And then turned it down, taper, drill, tap. That's always a funny thing about, drilling and tapping these blind holes. Because you get all the chips, they get stuck in there, right? So they got some cool tools out there. I watched them do it. They actually pull them out with the tool. Pretty slick. If you don't do that, it is an MFer.
Yeah.
To tap that way. So yeah, just some cool parts we're running. I know we got some customers coming in this afternoon, so we're going to keep it short and sweet today. We have some exciting news coming next week. Got some cool things we've been working on for a while, and there's going to be a pretty big announcement next week. So stay tuned for that. What else?
We got the snow cone truck coming up.
Oh yeah, we do have a snow cone truck coming this afternoon.
Kona Ice.
Kona Ice.
Ooh, baby.
It's like a popular truck. Everyone does that though. It's very common.
Very popular.
But the guys are going to love that, cooling down a little bit. I think it was 103 when I got my truck earlier.
It's hot.
It's stupid. It has been silly. Astros played tonight?
Astros play tonight.
Who they got?
Justin Verlander, first game back at home on the mound.
Are you excited about it?
I'm very excited. I love Astros. They are playing the Angels. So check them out. 7:10 start time.
Who's pitching for the Unhells?
I have no clue.
Otani?
I don't think so.
You're lucky.
Yeah.
Cameron did good the other night, didn't he?
Yep.
He's awesome.
Well, he did his no-hitter, but then after that, he had a rough outing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he gave up like 5 runs or something the first inning,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. And they're, 2.5 games back, something like that?
Yep. Something like that. 5 games back out of first in the American League. So those shows.
Go Astros. Kind of. Go Cubs. How about those Cubs? Man, they're on fire.
Yeah, they're
You got
doing all right.
the hottest team in baseball since All-Star break.
For sure.
Them and the Orioles. Zip your lip, man. Ain't on the Cubs. How can anyone not like the Cubs? They're like the most lovable team in baseball. That's why we were called the lovable losers for such a long time.
You're going to set pity? You're going to get fans for pity.
I'll get fans however I can get fans. I mean, it's my life story, man. I call on customers all the time, and I go on that pity spiel. Please, man, I need to feed my kids.
All right, guys. Like, share,
Comments.
comments.
Ask some questions. You know, we've had a slowdown on questions. We need some questions and some comments so we can bring the mailbag back. Gonna have Paulie.
All will be in next week.
Yeah. Paul will do the announcement next week. So
Awesome.
Stay tuned for that. And maybe we'll bring Austin next week, or not Austin, Danny next week. He's a little camera shot.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate you guys having me on.
Anytime, man. Here. So,
Cheers, guys. Take care.
Boats and hoes, I gotta have me my boats and hoes.